All archers waiting on the line. We have a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of wind, and no rain at the moment.
But having seen the rest of the morning, it's changing so fast. You have a beautiful sun, no wind, and in a moment it's coming rain, and then blowing the wind, and then stopping again.
We are at the sea. There are no mountains in Denmark.
So whatever happens around comes here. But it does make it challenging for archers because they have to be ready for 2 or 3 different situations in an hour. In 1 hour you can have the rain and then stop, and the wind and then stop, and the sun, or maybe 2 of them at the same time. It's nice to see relaxed faces. The Indian team is smiling. The Danish team look a bit more focused. There's still a good crowd.
Ah, 10.
Very good start.
Denmark and 9 for India.
If non-expert of archery are watching this, you can see a little ring inside the 10 ring. So we can see 3 rings, in fact, in the yellow. This little circle in just in the middle is the X ring. Doesn't count as a different score. It's still a 10.
It's a precision, effect of precision. It's a 10.
We just need an X to define if all archers or an archer make a perfect score, and to make the world record. So the number of X is what may make the difference. And so far, nobody has made a perfect shot with all in the X.
So I think it's 11 or 12. I don't know. It's exactly.
I think it was 12. Yeah. But for sure, we have people following us that know very much the statistics. But it's quite interesting. And yes, we insist there are no mountains in Denmark.
The audio, I don't know big mountains here. I'm coming from the Dolomites. These are mountains.
And yes, the advantage is how many bicycles we see here.
It's
fantastic. I see bicycles all around Copenhagen, and it's very refreshing, very nice. In Switzerland, we cannot do this because it's full of mountain, and unless you get stronger legs, it's quite tough.
So stay focused on this. We have a 57 for both of them. India and Denmark, both with 57. India with 4 10s, 8 9. Denmark with 3 10s and 3 9s.
India was not one of the leading countries in compound in the past, and it's coming strong. And let's say that compound is now part of the Asian Games.
And Commonwealth Games as well.
And the Commonwealth Games as well. So, which means that we will see a development of compound bows in Asia and in the Commonwealth Games countries, which means that for all those countries now compound became like recurve, very important to win medals. And we can see that Korea is bringing more and more compounds. Japan, of course, has always good one, but they're coming more. Thailand. Very soon China. China has already some compound archers, but didn't represent China officially yet, but it's coming in next season. So we will see more and more Asian countries which are dominating in recurve many of the categories, but they will come in compound also very soon. And as we can see, they don't do it bad at all. We see now that as we are picking one match of the rest, archers still have to walk to the target. They have to score themselves, and we don't have arrow runners. We don't have what is a normally set up we have for finals that will happen Saturday and Sunday in downtown Copenhagen.
Alternate shooting and big stands. Archers and non-archers are invited to come and watch. And if you have not tickets, because as I heard they are sold out.
Sold out, my friend. Amazing. Archery, sold out tickets.
Yes, maybe some tickets left
for
one or two sessions.
As far as I hear, was Saturday morning was still a little bit available.
Correct.
Saturday afternoon sold out. Sunday sold out since 2 weeks.
It's incredible. So if you have no tickets, stay tuned with us online.
The good news is the organizer ensure that if you have no ticket but you are in the venue, you can see the video screen is so big
Yeah.
that people walking can see it. Of course, we don't want to ask our spectator to stand the 4 or 5 hours that will be the morning and afternoon session. But if you pass by, you will see what is happening. You hear the audience, you hear the comments, and you see the screen even if you are not inside the seat. But it will be good to see the stands full, and hopefully it will be a good day and not a rainy day.
Juan Carlos,
Yes.
we have to focus on our match, and I just saw that there were 2 downgraded arrows on the Indian side. 55-57, Denmark is leading by 2. This is the official score. What we had before, the tied score 57, was a provisional score. Confirmed now, 55 India, 57 Denmark. We also have on the men's side the Colombia with a 60. 60-55 over Iran, Italy trailing by 2 the Netherlands, and Canada, South Africa leading by 1. On the women's side, Ukraine, Denmark 54-53, Venezuela, USA 57 both, and Korea trailing by 1 to South Africa 58-59, Netherlands, Italy 58 both.
Some of our fans could think that our spotting is not very accurate, but in compound it's very difficult, not being just behind the target, having so many arrows close to the line, so accurate, even that our good friend Andrea Gabardi has a huge scope, big magnifying. It's very challenging. Andrea, you have done spotting as well, and you know how this works.
Yes, spotting is not an easy thing.
We have
9-9 for India,
India.
and Denmark 10-10. Denmark on the run, on the go. They want to go into the semi-final to have the chance to win the home World
I
Championship.
think they want to go to the final as well.
Yes. They
Not
know how
only
good
the semi-final.
they know how good the place looks like. They want to be in that.
It's an extra motivation when you have your World Championship in your home country, in your city, and with your audience, your family, your friends watching. It's a unique opportunity in life.
Yes.
So
You had it in Barcelona 1992.
Correct.
Olympic champion with the team in the home.
With my teammates Antonio Vázquez and Alfonso Menendez.
Yep.
And yes, it's a special taste.
And we have 5 10s. Let's go for the 6 10s in the Danish team. We can have a perfect score on this end if Martin Damsbo shoots this 6-10. And he's aiming a long one. And it's a 10.
He did it.
60 points for Denmark, 117.
It's on fire. Denmark.
India shot 3 10s in a row, but Denmark 6 10s in a row. 5 points lead for Denmark over India now. 117-112. Provisional. Logically, we want to see the final scoring, but it seems that this time there are no liners. Andrea Gabadia, our spotter, says no liners this time. 6 10s for Denmark. 10 10 10. 10 10 10. Great job, Denmark. Great job, Patrick Laursen, Stephan Hansen, and Martin Damsbo. 117. They're on fire. They want to see the final. They want to see the final event.
We are watching our live score, and of course we have the result of the match of India-Denmark already there, but the rest not. And it's because we are scoring live, of course, to give the graphic to this match. And you will see the result that India-Denmark has already 112, 117, when the rest of the matches are still in 60, 55, 55, 57, or 57, 58. So Colombia was leading, as you said before, 60 against 55 with Iran. And as soon as they start scoring and update the handheld terminals, we will have the results.
On Saturday, for the compound teams and compound individual final matches, promises to be a beautiful, brilliant, and amazing occasion. We do hope that you will join us for the finals weekend of the Archery World Championships 2015.
We can see the huge field. We can see all the archers on the target scoring, and spectators. It's quite crowded, the place. We have in the tent.
Denmark is shooting also, so we have the featured match with the extra stands
full.
We have updated all the results. Compound man, Colombia 116, 113 over Iran. We have Italy trailing by 2, Netherlands in the lead 115, 113. Canada and South Africa tied on 115. In the women's side, we have Ukraine 108, Denmark 107, only 1 point behind. Venezuela is trailing by 2 USA. Korea is trailing by 4 South Africa. And Netherlands trailing by 3 Italy. So Italy is in the lead, South Africa is in the lead, USA is in the lead, Ukraine is in a 1 point lead for this quarterfinal on the women's side.
We see the stands full. Our TV team is showing how crowded it is. And I'm sure if we have more seats, there will be more people here.
Yes, definitely.
We can see behind, there are people watching and following.
Denmark quarterfinal. So South Africa women's team is now 4 points ahead over Korea, 117, 113. This was a question of Mattis, 175 on the live stream. 4 points in front, South Africa.
Correct, and USA is leading against Venezuela, 114 against 112.
Ukraine 108 to 107 over Denmark, and Italy 115, 112. This in the women's.
Compound women team. And we are back to our men match.
India with 10-8, 130, Denmark 9-9, 135, followed by a third 9, 144. This is a chance now to, if they shoot at 10, if India shoots at 10, but it's another, no, it's a 9. It's a 9, 27, 27. Still a 5-point lead after 15 arrows for Denmark. Martin Damsbo on the line.
They are one of the favorites, having USA out of the competition because the scorecard issue that Rio Wild had yesterday, the US team was out, and it's a huge impact in the competition. Being one of the favorites, they are kicked out, and these are the rules.
On the other hand, we had 2 more archers not compiling, not filling the scores correctly. One from Norway, one from Greece. Fact is, there is a rule. There's a rule to be followed. The rule means that you are responsible for the document.
For the scorecard, for the value and the math. And
which
the
is a document.
It's correct.
And in the moment you sign a document, even a contract, you sign it and you stand for it. And you have to control the 10s, the 9s, and the total sum.
It's a silly mistake. Of course, it's a mistake that Rio will never forget. It's something that hurt us as well because we want to see archers shooting. But the archers are responsible for the scorecard, and that's why they have to sign it. If not, there's no need to sign it. You just write whatever you want, you give it, and someone will correct it later. We are trying to have the matches going as fast as possible, and if every archer is responsible for the scorecard, the time between matches goes extremely short because we have just to check and maybe correct 1 or 2 mistakes. If the archers are not responsible for the scorecard, it could end by 20-25 minutes between matches. So we have archers waiting more time than shooting, and that's what we want to avoid. Of course, we don't like when an archer, a top archer like Rio, or any archer, lose 1 point. 1 point is, we are working hard to get 1 point. But it's the rule. Unless the rule is changed, is what it is. And as a result of a mistake in the scorecard, from 342, I think, he wrote 2 times 242 and signed it. It's silly mistake. We could discuss if it's fair or not. We could discuss if it should be like that or not.
In any
but
case,
it
it's
is
a
what
rule.
it is.
It's a
Correct.
rule.
There's a lot of discussion in social media, but
But some of those guys discussing don't have the real and right information. There is no discussion that the 2 was a 2. I saw the scorecard. There is no doubt. It's a 2.
We saw the scorecard, and what is clear is that with a lot of talking, I think many archers around the world will realize that the scorecard is not just a piece of paper that you're filling and someone will take care of it. You are responsible for the scorecard, and you are in the top level. And unfortunately, Rio have seen this happen to all the archers. So I have to talk to Rio later. I have to just see how he's feeling, but I'm sure he feels terrible, especially because of team. Because when you make a mistake and affect to you, okay, you suffer, but you make a mistake affect the team, the feeling is really terrible. And we come back to the match.
Yes, we have Adi Autio asking, seems to be pretty tricky wind. Well, in any case, it's not a strong wind, but it seems to turn a bit. That's why it's tricky. So it's not a strong wind as we had yesterday. It's a light wind moving.
The situation when you have a light wind is that you are not so focused on it because you don't feel so much. When it's a strong wind, you are prepared and you know you have to shoot faster, stronger. But when it's a little one, you have the tendency to keep doing the same thing, but then the arrow go a little bit on the left or right. And then you don't know if it was you or the wind. So tricky wind means that it's difficult to read, difficult to feel, but it's there.
Yep. So we have India trailing by 7, Denmark leading 172-165. The other men's team, Colombia, Iran, 173-172. Italy, Netherlands, 171 each, and Canada, South Africa, 172 each. We have in the women's side, Ukraine leading by 2 over Denmark, 166-164. Venezuela, 166-165 over USA. Korea women 170-167 over South Africa, and Netherlands, Italy. Netherlands leading by 6 points, 164-158. And we are in the last end of the compound, and with a 10, the 7th in a row for Denmark.
They are on fire.
They're on fire. They're at home. They're on fire.
And they know that there's no mountains here. So.
And the next 10. Another 10 for India as well, 19-20 after 2 arrows in this last end. But 8 points divide those two teams. Next 10. 9 10s in a row. Denmark deserves to win this quarterfinal in the meanwhile. I think there is no doubt. 2-0-2 with 3 arrows left.
Another one.
4-10 in a row.
We can see how the audience gets excited with so much accuracy on 10.
And the archers are pushed by that as well. Martin Damsbo, World Cup winner 2014. With a 5th 10, the 11th 10 in a row. We may have a 120 out of 120 in the last 2 ends if Martin shoots his second 10 in this end. Let's see if we have a yes.
Yes.
It's a 10.
He touched it on the line.
60 and 60, 120, 232. Well, it's 112 and 120. It's incredible, eh? The wind was tricky in the first ends. Now they know how to work, and
I think
60,
it's
60.
still tricky, but they found it.